The SCW-10 might be one of the fastest, if not the fastest killing weapon in Battlefield 6 right now. You gotta have a right playstyle. Keep in mind that the mag is small, so you need to time your reload well, but when you got it dialed in, you're gonna have some amazing plays and basically killing everyone because they have no shot at killing you. I think I found the best build, but first I want to show you guys a couple of tricks. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to a brand new video. Next up is the SCW-10, one of the hardest hitting submachine guns in Battlefield 6, but also one of the most unforgiving. This weapon is an absolute monster in close quarters because it hits crazy high damage. It's a 3-shot kill by default, giving it one of the fastest, if not the fastest, time to kills of the entire SMG, of the entire automatic weapon selection, I should say. But of course, that power comes with a price. The SCW-10 has an extremely small magazine, especially the default 15 round mag, which makes you really have to play smart. You can't just run in and spray down 3 players at once. This gun forces you to isolate targets, take clean fights, and reload at the right time. You'll see that in the background clips. Once you master the mag management, this gun becomes an absolute demon on smaller maps. You unlock it by completing Close Quarter 1 assignment, which needs 200 Close Quarter SMG kills and 10,000 ADS damage with SMGs. It takes some grinding, but trust me, once you get your hands on this thing, it's worth it. Roles and playstyle of the SCW-10. The SCW-10 is built for pure close quarter aggression. Think hallway pushes, room clearing, tight flanks, and that's where this gun absolutely melts. It's not made for long range fights. The range falls off quickly and missing shots is punishing because of the low mag size. So instead, take fast isolated engagements, use movement and positioning to avoid taking 1 versus 3s or more. Reload after every 1 or 2 kills unless you absolutely know you can take the fight, which is possible when you only have 5 bullets left in your mag, but you need to hit all your shots, especially if it's from a little bit of a further range. Stick to smaller maps or tighter lanes on bigger maps. If you play it smart, the SCW-10 gives you some of the fastest kill potential in the entire game. I've got one main build for you guys today. This is the build I carefully put together after testing almost every option available. It boosts mobility, tightens up hipfire, and gives you just enough control to stay accurate during aggressive pushes. There are a couple of variations you can use depending on your playstyle, and I'll show those as well after the main setup. So the final thoughts, the SCW-10 is a high risk, high reward SMG. If you miss shots or take the wrong fights, you're done. But if you master its timing, movement, and reload windows, this thing turns you into a close range assassin. Alright, let's get into the build. So here it is, the SCW-10 build. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Alright, the first thing you might notice is that there's no grip. The reason why is because most of your gunfights are going to be within a range of 30 meters. If it's beyond that, which is very possible, you can start tap firing. The damage from range is still okay. Of course, you got a small mag, so you gotta be hitting your shots. But the recoil control for this submachine gun is honestly good enough, so you kind of don't want to be wasting points on a barrel. Even on PC, I know where you guys get more recoil than console players. Trust me, do not use a grip. It's not worth it. If you're needing to use a grip, you either need to practice on the recoil control by default, or you're going for players that are just too far away. So I heavily recommend not using a grip. Every attachment here is really well thought through, and I'm going to explain everything carefully. So with the sights, obviously you want to go with one of the one-time scopes. Either go with the OSA 7 or the Mini Flex one-time. Do not go with anything higher. You will just not need it. You need to keep an overview of what is going on around you, and which you do a lot better when you have one-time scopes. Basically, when you have a one-time scope, you keep your field of view while zooming in. So especially for the people running higher field of views, you can keep a very nice overview of what's going on when you use a one-time scope, which is great for submachine guns overall. Now up next we have the mag catch, improving the reload speed a little bit. It goes from 2.6 to 2.4. Not a great improvement, but you got 5 points left with this build, so you might as well improve that reload speed a little bit. Now we have the standard FMJ rounds, the penetration rounds. You could also use, it improves the recoil a little bit. It goes from 46 to 44, so it's not the biggest difference. And your precision lowers a little bit, so you get a little bit more spread on your weapon. But overall, I would just go with the standard FMJ rounds. The other one can be definitely functional. Now, this is a big one. I'm going with the 20 round mag. I have tried various ways to get the 25 round mag on this build. However, you just lack some other stuff that this gun desperately needs. So I ended up sticking to the 20 round mag. Now, this is a big one. We're using the basic barrel. I think a lot of people would probably prefer to use the light barrel. You get some more accuracy while moving. I noticed that most of the players that I'm trying to kill from range, I'm trying to stand still. And if I'm up close, I'm trying to hip fire, which allows me to stay mobile anyways. And in order to stay accurate while hip firing, we're using the green laser. You can also use the blue laser, also a great option. It lowers the hip fire accuracy a little bit, but you get some more accuracy while moving, so you can strafe a little bit better. But overall, I think the green laser sight is the way to go. Keep in mind, you are visible with the green laser, so be mindful where you're aiming that laser towards, because the enemy team could see you come. But the SCW-10 is one of the fastest killing weapons in the game, so you're probably going to win most gunfights. That's why you still can use the green laser. Now, this is a big one. I'm using the 30-point suppressor. You can also go with a 20-point suppressor, but it reduces the hip fire accuracy to the same as you would with using a blue laser sight instead of the green laser sight, which is totally fine. But I noticed that up close, I really love hip firing a lot. Like within a range of 15 meters, I'll be hip firing most of the time. Which I could highly recommend with this gun, especially when you have a 20 round mag. You have a couple of bullets you can miss, because of course hip firing can be a little bit less accurate than ADSing. But to improve the accuracy while hip firing, you want to be using the 30-point suppressor. You could also go with the 20-point suppressor and use those 10 points on something else, like a grip. But I think the suppressor is a must. You can also run the flash hider, but I think running a suppressor with a small mag weapon makes it so you don't get jumped on by multiple players at once. If you're trying to get a flank going with just in any weapon in general with a small mag, you want to be as unnoticeable as possible. If you have at least 3 players turn around and know exactly where you are, you're already going to have so much more trouble taking them out all one by one, because it's really hard to force those one-on-one gunfights when multiple people know where you are. So that's why I think a suppressor is an absolute must on the SCW. What you could do potentially, which is also a build that is okay, but you get rid of that suppressor, is you use the flash hider and you get rid of the mag catch, and that is a way to free the 25 round mag. Not a bad build at all. You could also, another option if you don't hip fire as much as I do, is you get rid of the laser completely. So you go with no laser, you still use the 30-point suppressor, and then you have that extended mag. This is for people who absolutely do not hip fire at all. I personally think it's useful to be able to hip fire with the SCW-10, so that's why I use this. But these are some build options that are available to you. You could even go with the 25 suppressor, and then you have some points left for the mag catch. So a couple of variations for you guys right there. But honestly, the build that I showed you guys first, I'll pull it up again, which is the 20 round mag, the 30-point suppressor, and the green laser. This is the one I use the most, and I can highly recommend it. I tried a lot of different builds, and this is the one I ended up sticking with. So yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. Hopefully it was useful. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and I really hope to see you guys in the next video.